Hay bale time for the goats. Let's see if I can get in here without all the goats getting out. Oh, move goats. Goats do not move out the way like they're supposed to. Wrong way. Hey, 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 hey. Get back in there. Ooh, well, y'all are acting like you're hungry. Here's the hay bale. Why ain't y'all eating it? Starting to get some wide mamas in here. About out of grass. Be moving them home soon. How about y'all? This is Daniel Nicholson with Nicholson Farms, and welcome back to another video. Just got back from checking on the does up the road. Steer goats are up there as well. But they've been on that pasture for about a month, a lot longer than I've ever put them on there. They're running out of grass, but we also don't have a lot of grass here. Took them one more bale. Whenever they finish that, they're gonna be coming home. They're gonna be going in this pasture right here that's greening up pretty good with some ryegrass, a little bit of clover, some fescue. So they're gonna be going in here whenever they get back. Starting to get some pretty big bellies on them girls up there. So only about 2 months away from kidding season. They're looking pretty good though. I'm happy with them all. I guess let's get started with the rest of the chores, and I'll show you what I've been up to the past couple afternoons. Start off with, I have been feeding the bucks a little bit of grain. They look like they're ready for it. They've been getting about 2 pounds a piece. We'll grab them some, grab the rabbit feed. So we had a little bad luck with the rabbits last week. We had what I thought was 4 females in this little rabbit tractor over here. But apparently this black rabbit right here was a male. And all 3 rabbits within a matter of 2 days decided to have babies in that rabbit tractor. And we got a bunch of cold, wet weather. And it did not end well. But we did manage to save one of the litters. I brought her over here after the babies were a couple days old. We got 4 cute little rabbits. One here looks like a little tiger. Let me see if I can grab him. There he goes. We never really had rabbits with color. We either get them kind of splotched up, white and brown or white and black, or black. That's the first one we've ever had a color. Now, there actually was another one, that color, that didn't make it early on. This doe actually had the babies in fairly decent weather compared to the other 2 that decided to have babies. But they're doing all right. Time to feed them. I forgot to remove this female from the male's cage yesterday afternoon, but she should be bred now. I'll put her in this cage. She's got to go back to the rabbit tractor, and hopefully he's got a little juice left in him, because we're going to bring him another female here in just a minute. And then all our 5 of our females should be bred, and we should have a lot of baby rabbits here in about a month. Look how cute them little things are. Like I said, for right or wrong, I am breeding all 5 of my females right now. Hopefully, so we have babies all at the right time. I'm gonna try to sell as many as possible, but if not, we're gonna be processing them, and I want them all about the same size whenever we process them. That way I'm not processing some this week and then the next week and having to keep track of it. I'd rather just do it all at one time. And I kind of want a good many to do it, because I'm thinking about making a rabbit stew. I haven't really, me and Maddie both haven't really been fans of eating the rabbits, but growing up, we used to go to this gentleman's house that did a lot of rabbit hunting, and he'd make this rabbit stew that was amazing. I kind of want to try doing that. We'll just have to wait and see. But I need to grab this other female. Got a little net on a pole. Grab this other female so we can take her to get bred, and all 5 of them will be bred. Take her to meet her boyfriend. So rabbit chores are done. I put that one female in with our male over here. I leave her in there for about 2 hours while I'm doing other things. Before I leave, I'll try to remember to put her back in the rabbit tractor. But lesson learned on the rabbits. I got to do a little bit better job of sexing. I sexed them, that batch of rabbits, whenever I weaned them. You wean them about 5 weeks. Went ahead and sexed them then. Whenever I put them in the tractor, I left all the males up there until I sold them or butchered them. But apparently I missed one, so I need to do a better job next time. Maybe let them get a little bit older before I try to sex them. It's a little more visual to be able to tell the difference when they're a little bit older. So yeah, I guess we're done down here. I'm gonna run up to the front. I'm gonna give our sick goats, I call them sick, most of them's recovered. We did lose that one that was a little bit weaker. He just got really weak. I tried to do what I could for him. I think it was a little too late and he passed on us. But we're gonna go take care of them. I've got 2 more doelings up there than the last time you saw them. They're kind of falling a little behind up there at least. So I brought them home a little early, give them a little bit of grain. And I went ahead and dewormed them the other day. I'll show you them. We'll go check on the pigs, and then I'll show you what I've been busy with for, seems like the past week. It's a busy time of the year around here, getting ready for spring and the summer and all that good stuff that comes with that. Trying to grab some feed. Dropped you there. Let's run up there real quick. It ain't that hot out here, Rivers. Dog loves water. It is a little warm. I'm actually starting to sweat a little bit. It's like 75 today. Come on, Rivers. It's like 75 today. In 2 days from now, it's gonna be like 85. And we're still in February. It's crazy. Come on, girls. Woo. Let them out on the neighbor's property earlier today. Guess the gate got blown shut. Been meaning to bring a sawzall up here and cut this gate in half. I need to get some more hinges on it. That way I can just open the bottom, to let the goats out. We've got these boards here for whenever the horses are in here, so the horses can't get out. But I'm not gonna trust that with the cows for sure. But I'm just gonna cut this gate in half, put it on 2 separate hinges. That way we can just open up the bottom. Come on, Rivers. What are you after? Come on. So I brought this doeling right here, this doeling on the end home. They're just a little skinny. Check their eyelids, they're a little pale. So I went ahead and put them in the back of the truck and brought them home, feed them grain until the rest of the herd gets here. Went ahead and dewormed them. But for the most part, everybody else is recovered. This guy looks a whole lot better. This guy's getting fat. I've been feeding them separate for about a month. That guy's put on some weight. She's put on a little bit. But pretty much all of these goats right here are going to the sale. I haven't decided about this one. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna sell her. I'll tell you that story in a different video. I'm gonna make a video separate on that, talking about some genetics and stuff. But this is Goaty Girl. She's gonna stay. She's gonna be a mascot, I guess, for the farm for a little while. But let's go check on the pigs. Then I've got chores pretty much knocked out for the day. Well, how about it, piggies? Yeah, I cleaned up this pen since the last time everybody saw you. Still need to get in there and pull out some of that tin and all these branches I need to pile up and burn, move all these bricks. But as far as the vegetation and everything, pigs have pretty much demolished all that and did kind of what I wanted them to do. Clean it up where I can get to everything, get it cleaned up. Eating some feed growing. Need to top off their water. But they're looking good. We're actually getting some dry weather right now. It's been pretty nice. We got a little bit of rain last Friday, so a couple of days ago, but it wasn't too much. Had good strong winds. You can probably hear it on the camera. So everything's starting to dry up just a tad. Still got plenty of rain to come, I imagine. Looks like they broke off their little cover, that little conveyor belt I put on there. Pigs though, will tear up anything. But let me get these guys watered real quick and we'll be done with chores. Y'all already finished y'all's grain? Y'all just being nosy now? That's you sheep. I mean goaty. Guess they didn't like me talking to them. They look like they're feeling better. Got a little spunk to them. So this is what I've been up to the past several afternoons, trying to get the greenhouse and the plant starts and all that stuff in order. I moved out all our early spring stuff this past Saturday, and we just got some dog kennel panels that I had at my old house to keep rivers in. We're keeping them in the house now, so we don't need the dog panels right now. And figured it'd make a nice table to put plants on without having to go buy some materials to build some tables. But all our early spring stuff is looking really good. Pretty happy with it so far. I need to start advertising it. It's about ready to go. But what's really been taking my time is working in here. We've got all of our tomatoes planted except for one tray of Better Boys. I need to plant another tray of those. But this whole side is nothing but tomato plants. Or gonna be nothing but tomato plants. Should be about 600 of them, so got some plants to sell. Still got a lot more trays to fill up with soil and put seeds in. We're gonna be filling up this whole greenhouse with it. Every inch of countertop is gonna be covered with trays, and hopefully we're gonna be able to sell everything this year. We'll just have to wait and see. The only thing in the spring crop that didn't come up was my spinach. Got a seed coming up there. I'm not really exactly sure what it is, but I'll reuse that soil, get it wet again, and we'll plant something in that. But yeah, greenhouse. It's been taking a lot of time. We're about to get started planting some more Better Boys real quick, so all my plants, or all my tomatoes at least, started. So I'm about to plant a tray of Better Boys to finish out all of our tomato plants. I'll bring you along with me for a few seeds. You'll probably get tired of me dropping seeds in a little hole, but we've got to get a tray packed with some soil first. I need to spray this down a little bit. It dried out overnight, and get it where it's sticking together again. I mean, that's not terrible, but I like my soil to be able to kind of stick together, and whenever I put them in my tray, I pack down a little bit, not too tight, but I pack down a little bit, add a little more soil. I want to make sure everything is pretty firm in there. That's going to allow your soil to hold moisture better. The tighter it is, you know, the more moisture is going to be able to hold in that little cell, and you're not going to have to water quite as much, and you get better roots, I think. This is a perfect example of what we're trying to avoid. Whenever I was planting all those lettuces, I got in a hurry one afternoon, and I thought my soil was just fine. Didn't wet it down any, and turns out it was a little dry. This is actually that tray where the spinach was. That's not why the spinach didn't come up. That was some old seeds. But as you can see, this tray was sitting where I was watering it for about 2 weeks while those other trays were coming up. But you can see how crusty it is on the top, and it kind of packed down and stuck together on the top. But underneath that is just real loose soil. That's because it wasn't packed down there, and you think the pressure of the water or the weight of the water would kind of pack that soil down, but it really doesn't that well. So I like to make sure my soil clumps together when I'm getting started to make sure we hold our moisture. Don't have to water quite as often. So we're just gonna add a little bit of water. It doesn't need much. It's probably good. Mix it up by hand. Sorry about the dog drinking water behind you. You can hear that. Now it's gonna stick together a whole lot better, and basically kind of have little balls. Take our tray. I just take a little flower pot I keep around. Put a couple scoops. Spread it out, dropping in all the little holes. All right, so now we got our soil. You can't even see what I'm doing. Now that you got the soil in there, like I said, I like to press it down a little bit, not too hard. Not really trying to ram it in there, but want it to hold a little bit of shape. And it's also help you whenever you go to transplant your plants. Whenever you go to transplant your plants, you're gonna, whenever you break the cell apart, the whole ball's gonna come out of there instead of breaking up real bad on you while you're planting. So need a little more, which should be good. Just kind of scrape off the excess, put it back in your bucket, and we're ready to go for our seeds. So they make all kind of things you can do what I'm about to do with, where you can measure them. I don't get that technical. I'm just going to set my finger at, tomato seeds need to be planted about 1/4 inch deep. I just kind of set my finger at what I think is 1/4 inch. Go into the soil, make a little divot, and I've got a little hole to place my seed in. So I normally buy my seeds from a local feed store here in Newberry that orders a bunch of seeds and weighs them out, and you can get weighed packs, kind of like what I've got here. But that place actually closed down this past summer, and another feed store in Newberry bought all their equipment. I went in there the other day to see if they had all the stuff I needed. I should have already had it. Kind of got behind the ball a little bit, but they didn't have any tomatoes or anything really that I was looking for. So I had to go to Lowe's to get some seed, and I could not believe the price on these seeds. This is Better Boy tomato hybrid, and it's $2.50 a pack for 20 seeds. And I actually had to go pick up a couple more today. That's why I have one tray left. Most of these packs didn't have 20 in it. I think I had one pack that only had like 10 or 12 or something like that. Ridiculous for the price of seeds. That's for the tomatoes. I bought some carrots today and some marigolds, $2. So it's a whole lot cheaper to try to find one of these people that's gonna weigh out your seeds for you. It's just getting them in stock in time. Seems to be an issue, at least in our area, for the people that do sell the seeds. So I had to resort to Lowe's. Unfortunately, it's going to be a little bit more expensive, but I had to get these tomatoes started this week. So that's what we're doing. Let's see how many's in this pack. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 21. Got lucky on this one and actually had enough. But being that the seeds were so expensive, I'm only putting 1 seed per hole. Normally I put 2 seeds per hole. All these other varieties, or actually I planted some celebrities yesterday and Marians that I had seeds from last year, and I picked up the celebrities the other day. So I normally put 2 seeds per hole, but being that these are so expensive, we're gonna go with 1. I got a couple extra packs if I need them. Whenever they start coming up and I don't see one that should be up, I can just throw another seed in the ground and it won't be too far behind the others, hopefully. That pack only had 14 in it, so good quality sellers. So we'll keep the couple extra. I'll put them in the freezer so we don't have to worry about them germinate or getting wet. But these are all covered up. The next step for these are all in the ground. The next step for these, all I'm gonna do is kind of go over the top and gently pinch. I'm not gonna pinch too hard, but I also want to make sure that seed's covered and the soil's touching the seed. So we'll go through here and do this real quick. So the next step in the process for us is we're gonna go ahead and label this before we set it anywhere else so I know exactly what it is. Quit. And we're gonna stick this in the corner. Whenever I get everything planted and I'm not in such a hurry, I'll go back and I'll label every 6-pack. So whenever people come in and buy, say they take the one with my label on it, then I don't know what the whole tray is. So it's something I learned that I needed to do next year or from last year. So we're just gonna set this in line. I'm gonna water it in here and shortly. These trays have slits on the bottom so water can drain. So every time I water something, I'll water it until that water's coming out the bottom. It can be just 1 or 2 strands, but I know that water went all the way through that soil. It's gonna hold water for several days. Doing that makes them roots kind of wander down as well. So not just watering the very top, we're soaking the soil all the way through. This will save you a lot of time watering, going from basically every day to every 2, 3, maybe 4 days. So that's about it on the planting the tomato plants. I've got several more things I'm gonna be planting this afternoon. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up now. I'm gonna spend the rest of the afternoon in here trying to get a couple more seeds in the ground. I'm sure you don't want to stick around and watch all that, but I enjoy working in here in the greenhouse. Kind of gives you a chance to decompress. And most of the time I'll bring my little stand for my phone in here, put a little YouTube video on, and just kind of do mindless work. You don't really have to concentrate too much, and you just kind of let your mind wander a little bit. But I'm loving this weather that we're having. I know winter's not over with. We're gonna have at least 1 or 2 more cold snaps before we're really heating up. But this nice weather is appreciated right now. But I really appreciate you hanging out with us. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, leave us a comment, and we'll see y'all on the next one.